Good morning and happy Thursday. Let's go to work. Can I just go ahead and say that there will never be a video that tops yesterday's video? I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. Well, now I'm going to tell the story that I told yesterday morning, but I didn't publish because of what happened, right? Because that was so funny. I had to publish it. Well, the year was about 1980-ish, okay? I'm maybe 16-ish, and of course still living with my parents, and this cat showed up at my mom's house. Now my mom is an animal lover like I am, so this big black beautiful tuxedo cat shows up, and Mom would put out a can of tuna because we didn't have a cat, so when he would show up she would just put out tuna or salmon, or you know, the salmon in the can, stuff like that, just to give him something to eat. One night it got really cold. It was gonna be 8 degrees, and this cat that we named Razzie, even though he wasn't our cat and only showed up every few months after Razzie Bailey, in case you're wondering. My mom named animals. She always had cool names for animals though. I'm not very original with that. But Mom saw Razzie out in the tree and knew how cold it was going to be. So she asked us to go outside. Hi, come on. And bring Razzie in. So Razzie came in and spent a couple of days in the house since it was so cold. As soon as it warmed up, Mom would let him out to go potty, and he would come back in because it was cold. Smart cat, right? Because we didn't have a litter box. We didn't have a cat. Except this cat that showed up. So the cat comes and goes. This goes on for quite a while. We're still not claiming ownership of the cat because Mom would let him out to go potty and he would disappear for a while. Well, he came back one time. Let me just preface this by saying the cat was okay. And the funny part of the story is not what happened to the cat, it's what happened to us. Yeah, but the cat was fine and ended up being adopted. So to get all that out of the way, so you're not freaking out. The cat came to us, and half of his face, it was like this huge skin tear, but it had been that way for a while, and it was abscessed. It was mucky and yucky and leaking, and you know, all the things that an abscess does. So Mom said, let's take him to the emergency vet. Well, because he wasn't our cat, and because we didn't really have money to pay an emergency vet, we took him in as a stray. I mean, it's better than leaving him be, right? My mom called back and checked on him several times in the following days, and the guy who was taking care of him at the emergency vet said that he was going to make a full recovery and he would be just as beautiful, and that he was going to adopt this cat. So all is well there. Well, the funny part starts when Mom and I left the emergency vet. Now let me set the stage, okay? I, for some reason, all the time, wore this baby blue terry cloth strapless romper. Anyone who's known me since that age probably remembers that stupid romper. It was probably either supposed to go on after your shower or over your bathing suit, but I just wore it. Oh, I hear geese. Canadian geese, which Bernie told me in Canada they're just called geese. Anyway, we took the cat to the emergency vet, then we left, and I'm wearing my blue romper, okay? Looking all fancy, waving lady. Well, I tried holding the cat on the way to the emergency vet. I had him wrapped in a towel, but that didn't last long. So I was covered not only with cat scratches, because I doubt he had ever been for a car ride, and muck from his abscess, which smelled really, really, really bad. And he was an unaltered male cat, which means that he sprayed the entire inside of the car. So we're rolling on down the road when we arrive upon a traffic stop where they're walking up to people's cars and asking them questions. You know, the police. Please stand by. Hi, I'm almost to work. Well, to finish the story, the police officer walks up to the car and sees me in my little light blue terry cloth romper covered in muck and gunk and cat scratches and blood and the smell of that mixed with the smell of an unaltered male cat spraying inside the vehicle. I didn't think we would ever get that smell out of that vehicle. We roll up on this traffic stop, and this nice young police officer walks slowly up to the window. I will never forget the look of disgust and absolute horror that this police officer had amongst his face when my mother rolled down the window, and that smell of the unaltered male cat spraying and the smell of the abscess wafted out and into his nostril holes. I think that's what holes are, Tracy. I mean nostrils. Anyway, yeah, the look of horror on his face. And he just said, "Have a nice day." And he turned around and walked off. I guess he just was like, you know what? If they were looking for a bad guy and that car has the bad guy, I don't care, because I'm not dealing with them, because I have never smelled or seen such horrific things in my life. It was awful, but it was so funny to look back on. I'm so glad the cat was okay and that he got a good home. None of that part is funny about the cat being hurt, but you have to find the funny. And the funny was the afterwards of the afterwards. Of the police officer walking up to the car and being assaulted by odors wafting from the vehicle. This doesn't match at all. I just realized that. But you know what? I didn't care because it was cold. But I'm here and I'm going into work now. So I'll be back later. Okay? Okay. I dropped some ice and I couldn't find it on the floor at the office. And now, a quick video from our sponsors. Not really. From my animals. What are you doing? You cannot get in there. I've got a tote full of baby toys. A tote full of baby toys. Yes, I do. I know you want to get in there and sleep in the bottom, don't you? It's not going to happen today. Penelope! Penelope! Are you ready to go for a walk, baby? Let's go for a walkie. Even though you went out at 4. Yes, even though you went out at 4 and did your business, let's go for a walkie, okay? Okay. Uh-oh. I can't turn the light off. Anyway, there's the beloved mirror that I went to get yesterday. Yes, now you can see why it would not fit in her sedan. Because I would say it's about 7 feet tall. Yeah. I would say, but isn't it pretty? I gotta get Penny hooked up and go for a walk. I'll be back. Alrighty. Now, I know it's very hard for everyone to listen to all the words that are coming out of your mouth. I say all the time, Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. But some people only hear what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So listen. I am not talking about every man with a mustache, okay? Because, and I don't mean mustache and beard. I mean mustache only. There are some men that look wonderful in a mustache. I love facial hair. Yes, I do. I actually like the mustache and the beard. I like the goatee. I'm not crazy about the beard without the mustache. That's a little too Abraham Lincoln-ish for me. But that's not what we're here to discuss. I just want to ask a question. Why is it that there are some men in this world that cannot wear a mustache without looking like they belong in a very B-rated movie? You know what I mean by movie? I mean, there are some men who, they just don't look right without a mustache. My brother, I love my brother having a mustache. Without a mustache, it looks like that space between your nose and your upper lip, it looks like it's that long. It's not, but that's what it looks like, because he's had a mustache probably ever since I can remember. He also has a beard. He has a very beautiful beard. But and then there are just those people that they grow a mustache and you're like, that's not really working for you. And what brings this up is I just went to get lunch, and the person who helped me had that mustache. He also had a little bit of a mullet going on. Party in the back, business in the front, which I think enhanced the P-O-R-N stash. That's what I'm talking about. That word stash. I am still carrying 5 stars on my Facebook page for excellent behavior. And I would like to continue to do that. If I could just keep my wits about me when I read certain comments. I don't mean the ugly comments. I just ignore them. But I mean some comments. All right, I'm back at work, so I'll be back later, okay? Okay. Hello, I'm finally off work. Oh my goshes. Did you know that those great big palmetto bugs, does everybody have those? They are a form of a roach, and they are disgusting. But did you know that they fly? Well, this has nothing to do with that. But I did want to bring it up because I learned today that there is another bug that flies. At first, he was on the blind in my office, and he was slowly climbing the ladder of the blind. Well, he was climbing the ladder to success, and I was on the phone, I think with Jen, and I was like, there's a stink bug in here. Do y'all know what a stink bug is? I don't know if there's another name for it, but that's what we call them, a stink bug. And if you kill them, you'll learn real quick like why they call them a stink bug, because they'll smell up your whole office like a skunk, like a skunk's butt. Yeah. I think that was Tuesday that it was climbing the ladder of success, and I mentioned it to Jen, and I said, I'm not going to do anything with it, because maybe it'll find its way, and I'm not going to kill it, because it will stink up my office. So I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to let it keep on climbing up that ladder. Okay, well, how did that stink bug repay me for my kindness on Tuesday? Today, he was on my desk, and I began screaming because he was like right there where my hand goes for the mouse, and I screamed. And I tried taking paper and making him go away. And I was like, please go away, fellow, because I don't want to kill you because you stink so bad. That's when I learned they can fly. Because he did. He finally flew away. And I was like, thank you, sir, stink bug. And then he came back. But this time, he landed on the paperwork that I was entering. So, I carefully picked up the paper, and I walked swiftly, but yet calmly, as to not disturb the stink bug on the paper. And I took him to the door, and I opened the door, and I kept fanning the paper and telling him to go. Just go away and don't come back. And he wouldn't fly. Oh, you could fly a minute ago, but you can't fly now? Huh? You can't fly right now when I want you to, but you could fly a minute ago when I was screaming uncontrollably? I see how it is, stink bug. I think I just spit. Well, anyway, I gently put the paper up against the bush and kind of forced him to get on the leaf of the bush and said, "Leave me alone. I'm trying to walk here." Sheesh, why do you need to be where I want to be or need to be? Not that I want to be, but I need to be. Did y'all know they fly? You probably did. Some of y'all know everything, but I didn't. That was the most exciting part of my day, was learning that stink bugs fly. Well, hi, and just like that, I'm home and changed, and my girl's laying here next to me, and hold on. And Gracie's drifting off into La La Land. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this one. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. I hope he's coming back soon, because people be crazy. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries, which will be tomorrow, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, since I post every day. Toodles, my noodles.